Alrighty, welcome back to the Silver Lantern Archives. Today we continue on with the Draconic Ascent. Currently, the party is at their waypoint in between one place and the next as they head out for their next adventure. But I'll let them tell you how they got here and what's going on. Go ahead and catch us up, guys. And
Uh,
ladies and others.
I can handle this. So I believe last session we were picking up post the Nimi confrontation, where she was basically more or less possessed. And what is it? Most of us were pretty badly injured, especially the NPCs. Uh, but yeah, we were basically picking up right after that confrontation, and as we were kind of getting everyone back into medical bay, Ludoretta and Vidar kind of went through some shenanigans as they were effectively trying to look for Bonnie. And I believe they managed to bring her back to medical just in the nick of time. And while we were all, uh, or at least for the individuals who were actually awake, we were basically discussing more or less our assumptions as to what Nimi is and what's going on with her and Axie and why Axie herself has been all glowy. But we eventually reached a point where we concluded that Nimi is more than likely either a vampire or a Dhampir or something along those lines. Uh, yeah, and I believe we waited for them to regain their full strength, both the players who went down as well as the NPCs. And we were actually able to at least get some answers. Nimi confirmed that she was a Dhampir. Uh, and I believe she also gave us some interesting information, specifically uh, giving us at least some hints about her patron, specifically that they may be the one behind her possessions and that they've apparently manifested in very inconvenient times in the past. Uh, oh, and I believe when that conversation ended, Lunaretta did confront Nimi about, or at least the party did confront Nimi about what exactly has been going on with Ruben in regards to his predicament as to why he's what is it why we're able to see a mustache on him but he can't, and uh yeah, it was a bit of a prank by the sheep. Unfortunately that also meant that Nibby didn't have a magic quill for Lunaretta to swipe, but whatever. But yeah, after that whole conversation and sort of just regaining ourselves and uh deciding on, uh basically just collecting ourselves, we finally decided to set out for the Goblin Camp. And at least at this point, we know for a fact that our enemies are the cult of Tiamat, who are at this point no longer concealing themselves and are acting out in the open. And I believe we pick up just at a sort of like in between camp between Greenest and our destination.
Alrighty, thank you for the read back. We are going to continue on from there as y'all are currently in camp and the party has picked out their adventuring companions for this adventure. They will be bringing along the mage Axie, the rogue Keith, the artificer Bonnie, the healer Doot, and the druidic ferret Weisel. But currently, you'll all still stand in camp itself. What would y'all like to do?
Just
Nimmy
a
is going to
oh,
remember something. Yeah. Nimi's gonna remember something and is gonna walk over to Torquil.
Hey, lassie, what can I do for you?
She is going to reach into her bag and she is going to hand you a greatsword.
Well, what's this? What's this?
Oh yeah, I forgot we had that.
Ah, you've had a beautiful weapon like this whole time. We've been holding out on Torquil.
In
Well,
our defense, it's been a long couple of weeks.
yeah, and up until then we didn't really have anyone to swing it around, so
Hey, that's a fine blade. Torquil will take it and start inspecting it.
It's strange how it has +1 etched on the side of it. Curious.
Oh yeah, who'd have thought?
You can see it is a beautiful blade, runes worked into the base of the blade, a good leather strap wrapped around the hilt, which is going to be really nice in your hands. And as you feel it, you can feel energy surging through it. It seems excited to be wielded.
Oh, this is gonna go right on my back. Oh yeah, this. Torquil will take off his own blade and look at it fondly. I've had some good times with this old sword. Got me through many a scrape. But you know what they say: adapt or die.
You you're certainly taking to that shaft quite well. Mhm.
Torquil, you feel a tug from both blades. As they are in your hands.
What's this though?
As they seem to be pulling towards each other.
No, it couldn't be. And Torque will like put both blades together, one overlapping the other.
You see the newer blade, the one Nimi has just handed you, begins to glow with a fierce red light as it reaches out and grasps your old blade, pulling it closer. And you see the two blades start to merge into one. The old design interlacing over your old, or the new design overlacing over the old, as it takes the base template of your old weapon, all the wear and tear, the worn leather straps that perfectly fit your hands, the little niches that you've put on the blade yourself to demark different things throughout your life, and everything else from your old blade remaining true, but the runes from the old, the beautiful crafted steel, and the purity of the blade, as well as that hungerous energy still surging around it as both blades become one.
Did that sword just eat Torquil's sword? I didn't say that in Vidar's voice, but
the Torquil sword just ate that sword.
Ah,
Ruben, you might want to cover your eyes. I don't think you should be watching this.
Are they gonna pop out a baby sword now?
oh, are they like praying mantises?
That's not how that works.
Wait, is that where short swords come from?
Yes.
No.
You see, when a long sword and another long sword love each other very much, they make a little dagger. And then that dagger becomes a short sword, and then it grows up to be a normal sword, then it grows up to be a long sword.
y'all have some very confused ideas about how swords are made, but uh,
I'm also getting the distinct feeling that I'm going to have. This is quite clearly messing it up.
I'll admit I don't really know too much about where swords come from, but I'm pretty sure I know enough to know that it's unnatural when one sword eats another.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I was about to ask about that. But did you find that in a wizard's cellar or something?
who are you asking that to?
Nimmy.
It would have to be Nimmy.
Yeah.
No. I'll admit that I can't remember if it was in the.
It was in the Gobbo village.
Okay, it was in the Gobble Village. It was. I was gonna say it was either that or near the where we met a bunch of people that are no longer here. The anyway.
It was belonging to the hobgoblin. It was in there.
That's right.
Oh god, that
It was
actually.
the. Yeah. Nimmy goes, Ruben, it belonged to that hobgoblin that turned into that blood dragon.
Oh god, that explains a lot actually.
Hobgoblins can become dragons?
It's
Normally, no.
it's a long story. Well, not too long of a story, but a weird short story.
Looks like freedom didn't want our journey to end. And Torkel will start experimentally swinging the sword around,
It
getting a few.
feels just like your old one, but it feels more excited to whistle through the air, almost having an eager push of its own, making the blade fly faster. The blade also seems lighter than it used to. You can swing it with utter ease.
Gonna have to add a couple of more exclamation points to the aren't there, freedom? Yeah, we're going to have some fun.
Well, Nimmy's gonna take Fluffy out of her bag and kind of just like hold them up to him.
They are happy noises. They are happy to see you.
If I leave you here with people that are staying behind to keep you safe, are you gonna stay put?
They look at their broken legs, and they make
Will
owl
you
bear noises.
will you attempt to go after me even with your broken leg?
They wiggle their arms.
Vidar,
He will perk up.
you have speak with animals, right?
I'm almost certain.
I
Yes.
know you do.
Yeah, I do.
Did you um can you translate for me, please?
Do we have enough time for me to set up a ritual to do it?
I think so.
Alright.
Looks at everyone.
I mean, that's just like 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we can spare that time. We're not in like hot pursuit of the folks we're going after right now, so
Alright, then he'll set up a little ritual to cast Speak with Animals.
You see the small owl bear, Fluffy, that keeps attempting to nuzzle into you, Nini.
I let them. I don't stop them.
They're happy as bean, and they're just chilling in your lap.
They get all the pets. I will also feed them some rations, like some actual rations, not my blood pudding.
Ye, they are very happy to get the meat. They go nom 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 nom.
I'm just gonna have to continuously have jerky on me.
But it takes a little while, Vidar, to get your spell up, but you do manage to get it up successfully.
Yay! What is the little aloe bear cub saying?
As of the moment, nothing. It's just contently eating some meat.
Oh, okay. Then Vidar will look at Nemi. I'm good. What were you going to ask him
Okay.
again?
Currently, I want to know if he's going to behave and stay at camp if we leave him here with supervision. Or her. Is she going to stay back here? Or is she going to try and follow us?
Does Nemi say that? And I forget. Do I have to translate that to
Yeah.
the cub?
You have to
Okay.
translate.
Okay. Then Vidar will look at the cub with like his best impression of a like parent checking in on their child to make sure they're going to behave. Now, are you going to behave and stay back here with people who will keep you safe, or are you going to try and get in trouble and follow us? Or follow Nimi in this case.
I'll stay with those that keep me safe. I will follow you to the ends of the world. As she looks up at Nimi.
That was kind of mixed signals.
They look super
Maybe-
excited.
Maybe ask them if I leave them here, will they stay here? Or will they follow me?
If we leave you here and promise to be back as quickly as possible, will you wait here for us?
I will follow to the ends of the world. Do not
This is a very determined owlbear cub.
My legs may be broken, but my spirit will not falter.
Above the table, real quick. Can everyone understand Vidar whenever he's talking to animals with this spell?
Not really, no.
Okay, good. Does
Yeah, Nimi is waiting for a translation.
yeah,
It just sounds like
before
a bunch
giving
of
the translation, Vidar is going to go, "You have the heart of a warrior. I am very proud. Do not let that be ruined." Fluffy will continue to follow no matter what we do, so do with that information as you will.
For the honor of Grayskull.
Can it understand us?
Vidar will look at Fluffy, waiting to see if they have any comprehension of what Lunaretta just said.
They are currently gnawing on a beef jerky again, happily ripping it apart with its beak.
Either it does not understand or it is blatantly ignoring you. I'm going to go with not understand.
How about this? Do not translate this. Owlbear, ask Vidar to ask me if you would like rations, specifically more beef jerky from me.
At the word rations, they do look up, just like, what's going on?
Well, I didn't ask you, so I suppose that answers that question.
I think it just knows what a ration is.
Yeah, well, I mean, they can. Animals will, typically recognize certain phrases or words. Like walk, outside, stop making loud sounds, stuff like that. But I mean, like, if it's going to follow us, there isn't really much we can do about that.
Well, Nemi, it's up to you. Ruben will take out a little bit of length of rope as he says, will we be strapping it to a tree or strapping it to your back?
Neither. She can go in my bag where she's been this entire time. The Vidar translation?
Did it really say anything? It just made noise.
It was happy and excited, but it continues on. The nest of traveling. We shall go on adventures.
He likes your bag. He thinks of it as a nest. It is ready for adventure. It is very adorable.
Yes, she is. And Nami's going to give just chin scratches.
Yeah.
Vidar, if you don't mind my asking, I've been thinking about this actually. When you're talking to animals, do you still have that accent?
I have accent?
No, never mind.
So, are we ready to head out?
About as ready as I'll ever be.
You hear from Bonnie as well. We've done what scouting we can. All we need to do is move forward. Keith will likely move ahead of us to keep an eye out on things. But we're ready whenever you are.
Let's get going. Nimi is going to put Fluffy in her bag and go. Be safe. Don't leave the bag.
The bag of traveling! The nest of traveling! We are going on an adventure!
As we're heading out, Ruben's just going to look towards Torkoal and say, I didn't hear any accent. Have you ever heard a member of a group have an accent?
Oi, lad, you don't hear accents? I just been. Have you just heard me talking normally this entire time?
Have you just heard me talking normally this entire time?
Well,
Oh,
you,
you two are just adorable. I'm just glad that I am the only one who speaks normally around here.
Lunaretta, you just hear in the back of your head. Technically, by a lot of people's standards, you speak with an accent.
Yes, but it's one of the more prettier and refined ones, like like a vintage wine, as opposed to, and she'd be feigning a scowl at Torquil, unlike vodka.
is is Luna saying it out loud or in their mind?
Out loud.
I'm saying that out loud. I don't care.
I can't open a link. All I can do is I can speak to you telepathically. I do not give you the ability to respond.
Lassie, do I look like I drink that spicy potato water? I'm a whiskey man, thank you very much.
Huh, I would have pegged you as a bourbon guy.
Oh, gods, I believe we're gonna be more than likely to have uh, a session with Aether due when this is all over.
I'll make sure we have the right things when you get going. You hear from Aether, who's watching the side of the camp off from the wood edge.
Yes, we'll certainly need something to take the edge off when we're done with this.
Gonna have a full-on booze tasting.
You just all in the back of your head just hear. I would remind you that there are children present.
They can eat at the kitty table when we're done.
Uh, Already I'm missing Barley's brew.
Uh,
I mean, I
As
technically have a bottle of his brew, but I wouldn't recommend drinking that one.
Hey, I got a bottle of his special elixir though. Gonna save it for special occasions.
Yeah, so
oh,
when Ruben gets the telepathic message, he just kind of mutters to himself. Is it possible for someone to telepathically have an accent?
Ruben, do you know what an accent is?
Well, everyone seems to have one in this group, but I'm not noticing it, so I guess not.
It's just how you. It's just speech pattern. That's all an accent is.
think of it as me speaking in cursive, Nimi in normal, I suppose,
What the
nondescript
hell is
text
cursive?
patterns, and Torquil with chicken scratchings.
What about me?
You are.
By the way, he looks very happy, like a golden retriever waiting for like you to play with him.
You are. Oh, I don't know how to describe it, but imagine you sending a message to someone else and almost exclusively writing with weird symbols such as smiley faces or sad faces or even cute little images of cats.
Vidar is going to pull a note out of his bag and hold it up and go like this, and it is exactly how Lunaretta said, and it is a message to his mother and father talking about his adventures.
Just a bunch of emojis, hell yeah.
Ruben
Oh,
just
just
looks
like
up to Lunaretta and says, "You better not compare my voice to Comic Sans."
That being said, that being said, Nimi is going to take out her journal and write something on it real quick, and is going to hand it, like, tear that piece out and hand it to Ruben, and go, "That's cursive."
What, these squiggles and loops? How's somebody supposed to read this?
Nimi is going to, like, as we're walking, is just going to show you the different letters of the alphabet. She
Ah, jeez,
specifically,
it was hard enough
after,
learning these. Oh, sorry.
after she writes out the different letters, she is then going to write your name in cursive.
Ah, jeez, it was hard enough learning how to write it the normal way. Now there's a fancy way.
You're not required to learn how to write like this, Ruben. No one expects it of you. Not many people can do it.
Yeah, well, Gesh always says, if you have the opportunity to educate yourself, you better take it.
all
Fair?
you need to know about at least cursive is that it's a well, at least in my opinion, it's almost a sort of medium of art in itself if you think about it.
Especially if you add calligraphy with it.
Oh yes, calligraphy. I should really get into that as well.
Yeah, great, another fancy way of writing.
Hold.
Nimi is going.